Well, you're a 3 lock, so I'll give it a shot. I do have that letter. The night of the crime. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. So I want to believe what you're telling me, too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini? Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Oh, yeah, and the fact that the lock was on the door in the first place. Iris was the only one that could have put it there, but yeah, okay, cool. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the Inner Temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the Inner Temple. So I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Wait. Just wanted to take a look at something there. Is it the snowmobile? Shoot. Man, oh, okay. Huh. $9.40. Oh, I'm an idiot. Because it takes 20 minutes to get there, but she rang the lights out bell at 10. So how would she ring it if... I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Oh, I probably could have... Wait, no, yeah, I did submit her testimony, right? Yeah, that's what I presented. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm barely paying attention. Yeah, you said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Ah! Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seated at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten. No, that's right. I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. first, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. Oh shit! On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy! How could that be? There's only one of me! It's impossible! Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. Gulp. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there is more than one of me. Biologically speaking, of course. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Kurain channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Why hide it, though? Oh my god, was it Pearl? I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because my sister always does the right thing. What? Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her. How did you betray her, Iris? It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. What? That's what I said. I said what? But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father, that's awful. But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge on our father. Revenge? What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as the master of Karain. That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother. But before long, the credibility of the Karain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mr. Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there. And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple? Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see. Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. You were here this whole time? I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. Damn. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There is still much to investigate. Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Thank you. Suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's Psyche Lock. X, plural. Because there's 5. This is getting real. Is he? No, he's still here. But telling me to go, like, to the police thing and look at the file. Nah, man, I played Phoenix Wright 1, trial number 4. Manfred von Karma. Hell, the DL6 file was evidence in that. But, oh, okay. Here we go. Also, wow, this investigation takes place 2 days before my IRL birthday. The day before my dad's birthday. Yeah, our birthdays were a day apart. That was insanity, yo. We did have one kick-ass birthday party that was like on one day. It was celebrating both of us. That cake was freaking excellent. I need to ask where my sister found it from, because it was so good. Knowing my luck, that place is probably closed by now, because that was a while ago. Alright, let's bring it back in. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick. Huh, you're too late, Nick. You came here for one of our potatoes. We've already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. I do. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Oh, wait. Gonna go ahead and do a safety safe. Alright. Right, you 9-year-old child. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. There is nothing you can hide from me. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Dunham's room, reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end. You didn't go? No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Dunham's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls? Night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? The next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? You mean you know? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. Okay, this can go one of two ways. Well, no. It would make more sense to present Maya for this. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls, because I was down to either Maya or the letter, but it makes more sense to go with Maya first. It was Maya, wasn't it? Ah! You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. Signed up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one of those huge channel. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple. And we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. Until after 10? How do you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out. She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura Temple bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell. Tell me, Pearls, why are you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. As soon as you hear the lights out bell. Oh shit! Shit! You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper? Where did you... In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls? You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing. These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls. For me? No. As you can see, a large portion has been burnt. But the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... one of two deceased people on this, in this section. But this is the only one that makes sense. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the Inner Temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. So that means she successfully... Oh, shit. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was? No. I never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions. I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? I just want to know how they got to her in the first place. Pearls? I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? Sound effect. But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why. How did you... I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. Yeah, now you're crying. Alright, Pearls, it's time you started telling me the truth. Mr. Nick, Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me just because I'm a child. Huh? If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof. What? Because I don't think you have any. She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out these instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you. I know it! However, I do know that whoever did it was a child. Huh? How do you know that? Couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that. Simple mistake? What do you mean by that? I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Want to go ahead and take a little look at that? Lights out, Belle. Let's channel her spirit, leave everything up to her. Name is, she is a, There's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is burned, I'm telling you what about this letter. Gravely roast. She didn't know what gravely meant. So she... The gravy! The gravy! It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it? What? Why would I do something like... Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right? How do you know that? Remember the conversation you had with Miss Dunham on the night of the murder? Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I am not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise, for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. I never even put two and two together. Well, also, I just figured that was like so pointless, but like I'd never even figured to say like, what is she even showing her to like ask her what the word is? Okay, it's kind of a tough word. Surely Miss Dunham taught you how to read gravely and roast. But what she didn't teach you is what they meant. Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food. And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from the night's pot roast. To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea. Just a tiny bit. I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Okay, well, you just admitted it. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right. This shit is insane. After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy. The gravy? I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Karain like it said in the letter. I see. And then? Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area. The guest area? Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over. Why don't you just go to the training hall? Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then Pearls, did you fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it. Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris, too. It happens. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple? Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy and let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll where you cried? It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry. It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring. So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit? No, I tried, but I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it? I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Wait, phone notification. Want to make sure of something. Sorry, I get real jumpy when I'm on call. Alright. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it. Dude, don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone? Yes, I don't know what to do. Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit? I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though. Could you please tell me what it is anyway? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone else? What do you mean? Well, there's only one of each spirit, right? Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Maury and Jerry Springer would say otherwise. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish. Her final wish? Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully. This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it. My mother is going to a place called a penitentiary. Yeah, I know, Pearls. I visit her every month. Probably not the best idea to let her do that, okay? And last month she told me, the time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much. Ooh, if only you knew. Yeah, moms would do anything for their kids, right? Not all of them. She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. That wasn't a loaded statement of my personal life that, like, legitimately, there are some parents that are, like, just nasty to their children. That's why child protective services exist. Just saying. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick? I guess so, yeah. There is a picture with her letter, too. A picture? Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time... Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff. There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken as if someone had already opened it once before. Yeah, because how would she know? If she had hidden the letter before she got arrested, how would she know about Dahlia's death? That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out. You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Oh shit. Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Well, why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? Phone, please, now's not the time. You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realized that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. Ha! What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Oh shit. Is he about to be on some like 5D supervillain shit? Just like kneel down in front of Pearl and just say, "Hey Pearl, here's what's going on. Your mom is a murderer and she was using you to kill Maya." Ha! Please do some 5D villain shit like that. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all. Oh, that was pretty tame compared to what I was thinking was about to go down. But, Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true? It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick. Oh, shit. My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child. My Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now finally, after all this time, the Master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. That don't sound too good. Also, we're just gonna leave without getting closure on Maya? Or is there gonna be more investigation? Because Edgeworth was saying, like, you need to look at the file, right? But, okay, so yeah, I don't know where this is going. But it's getting pretty hype. And, I don't know, I guess, next time we just, no, that's trial. Oh, okay, then there's probably gonna be a third day of investigation then. Cause Godot, cause it'll probably end with them saying like, oh, we need more time to just open the cavern. Please, just let us open the cavern and see what's in there, and then we can wrap up the trial. That's probably what it's going to be. So, I mean, if I were to assume at least. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and see you next time for some more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, where we go to the second day of the trial. See you all then. Goodbye.